that today is day one of our Cheriyal paintings, and I want to welcome all of you here. So it's it's so overwhelming to see such a big response. Thank you so much for making some time on the weekends for me. Yeah. Okay, great. Now, since I got that, you all can hear me. So, this is the day one of our Cheriyal paintings, and when we talk about India, there are few art forms that every state is having a different art form, and not only one, there are many art forms, and the art forms gives us a lot about the history of that place, about the people of those times, from where this originated. Now definitely we have a lot many art forms which are contemporary and very modern, but back then we have many traditional art forms and which were passed from generations to generations through belief, through ad if I say advertisement, of course it is a narration, it is a thing that passes from generations to generations, looking at the visuals and hearing the stories associated to it. So we have also done our childhood very much like that. So books were not as many as we get it today. So it was just the oral transfer of knowledge, or the transfer of belief, and the stories or the mythological stories, bringing people to their culture, connecting them. Those were the main reasons why we had such a long history, and these folk arts were being carried from generation to generation. Now every art form has a very distinctive style. So it's not that there is one or two practices that we see that only such kinds of hands, such kind of faces, such kind of color theory also changes, the palette changes. Now these are few things that when we bring ourselves close to any art form, we should be vigilant and we should be thoughtful. There has to be some, if you are very keen to know about the history, and you want a versatile outlook, very broad outlook, and you want to check on the art forms. Knowing one art form is definitely, of course, we know one or two art forms, but as soon as we get introduced to the other art forms, it gives us a little bit of understanding, a better understanding on the difference and similarities. So it is not that one art form is totally different from the other. We do find similarities and differences both. Like in our previous workshop, which was on Pichwai art, there were many who wrote to me that there is a difference. It looks like miniature painting. Definitely, we will be doing miniature painting, which will give you the insight and in-depth knowledge about miniature painting. But Pichwai and miniature paintings are quite different depending on the extensiveness. Some are big, some are small. The color, some are bright, some are very muted form, and some have a little broader, bigger look, and some has very minute. So miniature, as I say, any miniature is a smaller version. So this today we are going to talk about Cheriyal, so I won't be talking about much there. So Cheriyal is a place which is in Hyderabad. It's a very small place. It's in Hyderabad in Warangal district. So Cheriyal originated there. And why is it that it is originated only there? Because when we trace at the history, the mostly practiced, it is practiced, the artists are there in that area. Now when we talk about that, okay, this is from Telangana, this is that art form, why only Cheriyal? We say, okay, this part is only from that district. Why does it happen? How does it happen? Looking at the history, what happened? Oh, the whole district in those days, in olden times, they were occupationally divided. So there were people who were doing narrations, was staying at one village. Then the other artists were staying at one village. Royals, I would say, or the king's men would stay at one section. So it was not a very mixed community like we have today. So, okay, Palak says she knows the place. It's Cheriyala. Okay, yes. So, now if we visit Cheriyal, we will see that people from different occupations stay there. But initially in Cheriyal, it was only the painters and the artists who used to stay. Their main occupation was to go around from place to place, taking these Cheriyal paintings, taking the scrolls and taking it, talking about it, narrating it, getting the sentiments of people. And that was the two motives about main motives on this. Was first, they used to get money and goods in and recreate. They used to recreate, and in turn they used to earn, and that was their main purpose of their livelihood. So, but now, yes, definitely the artists have reduced and people have taken many occupations other than this painting of Cheriyal paintings. So this is diverse now. But those areas, they used to take the scrolls and they used to go for narrations. What were the themes of these narrations? Now today, the most of the class will go in the theory part, which is very, very important to connect yourself to the art form. So, the main themes were the kings, the gods, the goddesses, the kings and the queens, their narrations, their good deeds. It's like over exaggerations at for the kings and the queens, making them little happy perhaps. And then after that, it went to their regular. So, if in case it was they were painting about on those subjects, they never were limited to those subjects. They also painted different occupations, their surroundings, and these were really simple paintings, nothing very fine in this. But yes, we see the people uh, working in their regular routine, and that is what was painted. The animals, whatever was were in and around the place, were shown. The greenery, the plants, the cooking, the gathering, the cleaning, gathering the fruits, farming, then rituals, they were all shown. Now, when these paintings, these Cheriyal paintings also had a caste. They were painted on the different castes also and different occupations. So you will be seeing that many of the scrolls, now when I talk about the Cheriyal painting, it has also come into small sections of just one scene. But when we talk about the Cheriyal paintings of back then they were scrolls, and scrolls are the cloth pieces or the canvases that were rolled, and they were taken to places, opened, and the whole setting was done. People were invited and they were sung for the whole night. The length of the Cheriyal can be 6 feet to 80 feet. And in 80 feet, if it's a Mahabharata or a Ramayana or any epic, then it takes a lot of narration. So, different generations, or perhaps the lifespan of different gods and goddesses, their each and every being, their doings were all elaborated and narrated. So they were very, very long. Now we see Cheriyal painting in small sections in the frames where people like it and they want to put it in their houses. Now, what is very beautiful about this Cheriyal painting? The Cheriyal paintings are very, very bright. They are very simple, but they are very bright. Predominantly, we see the background in flat red color. The figures are generally, we see old men, old women, the young girls. They are all busy doing their work. Queens and the kings. These were the main settings. Now, we will be talking about how to make the figures, how to make the standing figures, how to make the sitting figures, how to make the female, male, and what is the perspective. When I talk about the perspective, it is the background, what all we see. So, perspective in Cheriyal painting was not very vivid, not very wide. They were very small elements that were shown. Some of the ground, the sky, and little bit of the flora and the fauna, maybe huts and palaces. Only those portions were seen. Not much like not too crowded. They were very simple, and the main subjects were put on the painting just to convey the message, as in just to show what is the purpose of this painting. If the purpose of the painting is showing the farming, they will show all the relevant thing that is for the farming, nothing else. So if it is for like a regular scene where ladies are working in their house, it will be only limited to that. So just a focus, so it is like a window. And when it is a bigger scroll painting, what happens, these windows are very much similar to the comics that we read today. So in the small sections, in the small scale sections like we see in the comics today, what happens, the small section shows something, small section shows something. So it's like a picture book, not rather book, but a picture scroll where you can connect and see. Now when the narration happens, it is always pointed where they are narrating, and then they will be narrating like the very same, like we narrate the stories looking at the picture book to our little children. So the same method goes on to that. Reason being, why was it like that? Because not many people were literate, and it was a very dominating society back then, not only for that place but in totality. So not everybody was given a chance to get to study or get literate. So there was only one domain that was allowed to study, others were not. So but then they have to get the knowledge, they have to know the things, they have to believe. So it was narrated, not everybody knew it, so there were, the written texts are absolutely zero in that. So it is just a visual illustration. Any questions that you might have, please write it in the chat box, and I will be answering that to my best of my capabilities. Yes, and we will be starting a painting today. For that, I will be just a regular pencil. We won't be painting it today because painting we will do tomorrow. So we will be drawing the figure, how to do the sitting posture. We generally see only two, even if it is a god or a regular person, the body is always the same. It's only the look of the dress and the jewelry that changes. So it is not about the body will change, the body will remain the same. If it is bare, if it is clothed, if it's dressed up, it will just be the same. So we will be studying about the features, and we will be studying about the postures. So these are the main things, and we will be doing a couple of paintings wherein we will be just doing one or two types of plants, one of two types of huts and palaces, few small children, bigger figures, and a mix and match to give you the idea, and you will be able to do some of the paintings with me. Yes, it did. Yes. So, in fact, yes, caste system as it is, yes, it was prevalent. It was, and rather, if it's like a caste, I would say, if it's like a caste, but occupation, it was like only few people are supposed to stay in certain areas, so they were allowed to stay in different places. So that is why these painters are all in a hub of Cheriyal. But now Cheriyal is very versatile, and we have many people of different occupations staying at Cheriyal. But still, this is an art which is actually losing its popularity, because people, and that is not the case with only Cheriyal painting, that's the case with most of the folk arts that have been done. Because first thing, the artists don't get that much of money if they are working, that much of exposure, because they are still limited to those places. So just for the people knowing the art, liking the art, will actually uplift our folk arts of India from back then, and the appreciation and the love you will only develop once you know the things about it. Okay, so I will change the setting to my workplace, and we need A4 size paper. Because we will be using paint later on the same picture, I will be taking a 200 around GSM, regular pencil and eraser to do it. The colors on this painting generally are red, green, all primary colors. We do not take secondary colors, or mixing of the colors doesn't happen. And the profile, what we do is only the side profile mostly. Even if the figure is straight, like I'm sitting straight, but I will be looking at the left or the right side, that will. Okay. Palak. I have learned Wali painting from your video. I'm learning it so good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, stay tuned. And yes, we one after the other, we will be continuing with lots and lots of workshops. And yes, they all will be. Yeah, sometimes I actually take a break because there's too much of pile ups at my place. I'm too much work also that I have to take care of. It will have detailing in Mehak, not really. I don't call it detailing, but yes, of course, a little bit of it will be there. Okay. So I will just arrange it, and meanwhile, we'll just start. So this is my A4 size paper. It's a normal sheet. You can take any sheet. And Cheriyal paintings don't have a very elaborate border, but yes, they do have border. So I am giving just give a thin border for the outlines. I will start it from scratch. So today we will be drawing. Later coloring part also has a lot of things to talk about, the extraction of the colors and the process of how do they do it, which we have not talked about. I'll be telling you tomorrow. It came very well then. You are. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I know, because with your comments, I get to know that, okay, yes, I have been with you from so long, or you have been with me from so long. So here I have this. This is the outside, the margin, and now I will be starting with the border. I will be giving a border which is very thin border. So what color of the border we take? It is very important that the base of the painting stays red. Sometimes, now over a period of time, we have also seen that few of the paintings have a green background. If in case it is a field or anything, people have started doing greens also, but primarily it was only red, bright red color background was there. And this is the border, this is the margin. So this outside is always the margin. This is my border. I will be leaving it as it is, because while painting we will do it direct. Now considering this is red, this is either in green or yellow. These are the two mostly seen colors that are there in the borders. Now I will be drawing a figure, and I'll keep my picture like this. Probably it's in the standing form here. And so I will be doing a sitting posture. So, but I'll just tell you this way here. Sitting posture, my posture will come here till here. Okay, so the lady is I'm leaving some portion. So maybe 1/3 of the paper I am leaving. So this portion I will be leaving as the background, and I will be drawing it from here. So turning it so that you can have a look. Now, when we make the sitting postures, it is very important to have an anatomical, it should be proportionate. So the anatomy of the human figure will always be there, no matter if it is detailed or non-detailed. So here I'm just taking a small section. I always do a rough sketch, and I always want you to do a rough sketch, because we do not trace. We are not tracing, we are drawing it independently. It's important for you to have the proportions right. So I am just doing the face. The first thing that I chalk out is the face, and that is just with a circle. Now my face, I have not measured it as such, but then if you have a face, the whole body proportions go by the face. So if it is, just consider it as being a one unit. So this is a one unit. I'm taking second unit here, making a mark that will tell that for the lady, I'm making a lady here. So this is the face and this is the bust area. Now the same thing I will do it down, which will be the waist, and this is the sitting. So roughly around 4 divisions I'm making, right? So here I will be drawing a little rough, and then I will be starting with the pen. So this is the face, neck, this is the body, the hand, the waist. I'm going to the waist. So it is, you will see that it's like a mannequin kind of a thing, not very real right now, but we will slowly take up the shape. So one hand over here, so with no details actually. Now while the lady is a little bent in the bending position here, and the leg folded. Yeah, I'm kind of little, I'll have to arrange it just a second. And this leg is folded over here. So it's like one leg is folded like this. We have done this kind of posture. It's a very common posture, and it's not only in the folk arts, in the regularly also we sit like this, one leg folded. So I'll be doing that. This is the place where the dressing and all will come. I will show you the details later. So this is the hand. Very roughly I have drawn here, and I will be doing the detailing here. So I hope you can capture this much. So for drawing actually I will be taking a waterproof pen, because later when I will be drawing, then when I will be painting, it will not smear. Now if you are very independent, you may just do this directly, but there is also one very important thing. We do all the drawing with the pencil and then paint. The outlining comes in the end, because when you will be painting, you will see that some parts of the outlines get smudged or actually hidden with whatever paint you are using. So, okay, Ekta, borders will have some designs or simply color. There are both the options. They are not very elaborately done. It can have only a plain color, block flat color, and that is it. If in case some flowers and the floral patterns can only be drawn, not very geometrical, very flowy or floral patterns are done. When we will be painting, I will be painting the base, and then later we will be telling you how to do the overwork on that. But yes, it can be done flat with one color, contrasting color, and left it like that. That is also there. So this is the sari that's coming down, and the Now, this posture is the sitting posture. It can be while cooking. If somebody is cooking, if somebody is feeding, if somebody is with the child, it's a little bent and sitting posture. It can have the one leg folded or both the legs folded at the back. Any which way, it is all good. So I will be taking my pen. So I am taking a Uniball waterproof pen to do the details. Now, when we look at the face, many have this problem that okay, how much, where to start the face. Please divide this whole thing into three portions and then take the first one as the face portion. So this part is the front of the face, this is the side, and this is the back. So if you slice it into like a one slice here, one slice here, you will get the idea from where to start the face, and which is the 1/3 here. Noses are sharp, very nicely curved. Lips are not made, only the outline is made. So here is the face. Very different is the eye. The eyes are big and rounded. They are petal shaped eyes. Eyeball is full. Eyebrow. Yeah. So I'm doing the basic line pattern. I won't be doing the jewelry right now. So this is the place where a flower will come. This is the ear part. Here is the place where the earring will come, followed by the head. Now head, we are making it a slightly bigger one, not following the curve because of the bounce of the hair. This is a tied one. Now when we look at these pictures, like in the previous we did pitch Y, you will always see in pitch Y the head is covered, but here in this place it is not covered at all. No, none of the pictures will have the dupatta or a sari covering the face or the head. So this is one thing, we do not do that. So these are simple and not very flowy, not very flowery. So when we are doing any picture, like any painting, the jewelry and all, like we did it very elaborate while we did Patachitra and all, we won't be doing it like that. So yes, if you have not seen Patachitra and other art forms, please do have a look at it, because I keep my reference open to those which we have already done. So I keep talking about them often. So here, this is the front portion of the body. Now, when I do this, I get the idea actually what will go overlap and what will not. So this is so now the sari for this. The sari is going on the back side. Now this is the hand. So I'm actually just doing the second layer of what I did. So this is a small curve that, or the bend. So the hand, and dividing it with 3 lines here. Bangles, the blouse here also. We have to always, when we are making one of the arm or the hand, we have to check that the proportions should not get different and the thickness doesn't get different. So for that, if in case you want, you can actually draw it with pencil first. Sometimes in different postures you will see that sometimes it will appear to you that one hand is a little short, but then that when we study the uh, human anatomy, we call it foreshortening, wherein if it at all it is in an angle, it will appear to be a little different. Yes, very much similar. Yeah, it's so these two regions are also very close by Urvashi, and that's why there are similarities. As I said, the folk arts will have similarities, but it does have differences also. We cannot say that it is just like, but yes, it have some similar places. So this is the seat, the sitting posture, leg folded. This leg is folded over here. So I already had this made by made. This is the part of the sari. So I have the border, so some of it has gone in. If you want to do it in the center, you can actually do it. Now here is the place where you can do anything, particularly if you want some vessel, some village. Yeah, we have a chakki, hand chakki that they are doing, or anything you can make it here. So this hand is really loose right now. You can have a different picture. I will just make it in a while. For the details here, the design will come. I would make a small hut on this side as a background so that we get to know about that portion as well. They are very simple and curved roofs. We will see that the roofs are curved. I will not go ahead with a lot. It's just partial that I want to show. Just thatching shown like this. So the bamboo. Just very simple, and so yeah. So this is the wall, which will add a little bit of layering. So this is the wall, and behind and she's sitting right in front of it. Now I would I make a child here. Probably that will give some idea of what is being done here. Yeah, these are all the anklets and all will be added. Oops. Yeah, see. I forgot to add this. I made this leg, but I forgot to add the details here. I will be doing. So this is the other part of the leg. Now I'll just take my pencil again because I have to sketch on here. I'll make a small girl sitting, and this is like probably the mother or whosoever, right? So a girl, I want to make it of this height. I will make the same figure but in a smaller way. Now what change we'll do, you will see. So this is a side body posture. This is a little 3/4 profile. So this is the seat here, and the child is sitting over here. So I'll just frame it now. Gods, okay, okay, ma'am, do you also know or teach how to draw gods and goddesses in traditional temple art like Raja Ravi Verma? Yes, I do. Not exactly. Yeah, Raja Ravi Verma is some legend that, and definitely not in the workshops it'll happen, but yes, we do. So it'll take a lot of time, and just doing a little portion of it goes like for months to do a bigger painting. But yes, soon our acrylic painting classes are starting for adults and the teens. So if anybody is interested, can message me on my Facebook, or yeah, in the comments also, wherever. So here the nose, the this is the front side of the face, slightly bent. This is the earring. So you will just see what this is, a girl probably sitting, and mother is just combing the hair. So I'll just add the comb also to mama's hand. So a little straight body, not that curvy as the mother. Now the main essence of the painting actually comes after it is painted and the detailing is done. The when the painting is done, it is just the color combination that makes it more relevant, and the particular kind of the jewelry, that is only the white dotted jewelry that is there. So here just doing the hand. Now this adding the dress. So this is the place they're sitting. I'll just add a little mat. That's it. So this is the mat portion that they are sitting on. Here is this, and we can also, just to make it a little more occupied in the sense this is looking very free for me. You may leave it also, but since I have intentions of telling you everything, I am just making a small tree branch. And how would we do this tree? It is just I'm plotting this, but then there is a different way of doing the tree forms. There is only layering and the shading and making the leaves on top, which we will do it in the next class here. So here is something that will come later here. Now I'm adding a small jharoka here. With this, there is a column or a different kind of alpana that will come later, and that's what, because I want the base color to be done, and over that these things will come. So this is the basic drawing, basic line drawing. Yes, Patachitra, yes, very much similar. Yeah, in Patachitra also it's very similar. It's more pointed there in Patachitra. So here all these dots and everything painted will make it look even better and beautiful. So these are the details that will actually come later. I don't want to make it very small so that it gets difficult to paint. So first the basic color will be done, and after that all the borders, printing of the dress, the mat, how to do it, how to give the dress here for the child, here also the sari, the folds of the sari, the anklet. There is also, they also put color on their feet. There are a lot of things that we have to see, what is very important and what we have to do. So if anybody has any question, can type in and I will try to answer all of them right now. The form that was done here. Yes, anybody has any doubts, any queries, please write it in the comment box. Today we have covered the history of it, a little bit of history of it, why all these things happen. It has, when you will see the pictures, you will find that yes, for at some places you will see that it is very similar to the Patachitra drawing, but the color patterns and the intricacy levels are different in both the art forms. So yes, Prerna, there are similarities, as I said, very close by. If you are very close to a place, you do get influenced by their clothing, by the way the sari is worn in Patachitra also. And in this, the what similarities do we see? We will be talking about the dressing is very similar. The color combination for the face and the dresses are very similar, but where all it differ we will talk about when we will do the coloring. Okay, so I would be ending the session here, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have the session at 5 o'clock. So please, because 3 o'clock you all may join, because I have a very lovely session. And I'm doing it for Mandala at 3 o'clock. That is also live. I invite all of you to join then. I will be sharing the link also. It will be scheduled. And Cheriyal we will be doing at 5 tomorrow. So Tanjore painting with you, but in April do it, plan it. Okay, yes, I will. I have a lot many things to plan and take out time for all of it. So we will just definitely do it. Okay, so 3 o'clock, please, tomorrow 3 o'clock you can join me for a mandala session. We will be talking about the mandala and we will be doing the mandala art. And at 5 o'clock we have Cheriyal. So tomorrow we have 2 live sessions scheduled, and you all are invited to join it. Okay, thank you for being with me today, and stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.